What's going on, Mutha Truckers? Welcome to Mutha Trucker News. Email us at muthatruckernews@gmail.com. Last night, I hit you with a whopper, right? 19 branded pilot locations went at BK. They've been Chapter 11 and now forced to go Chapter 7. And I have actually Maria that worked at one of the franchise pilots at the Rockingham, North Carolina location. And so she speaks her truth of, why she thought there was a downfall. Now, this is very specific to her location, which was pretty much the only truck stop in that area, And so one thing to know is Mountain Express, is blaming this filing of bankruptcy on their landlord dispute. So it sounds like, a lot of these places, they did not own the land. And so maybe they were raising their rent prices and that put them out of business. I'm not quite sure about that. But this privately held company in Georgia, basically, besides having these 19 franchisee pilots, they actually even had over 855 convenience stores. So they were a big deal. And Maria thinks that they just grew too big, too fast, and didn't solve a lot of the issues like she saw in her own store. One thing to realize is yesterday I put up the news really quickly, and when I did that, there was a email message that showed these like 19 locations per se, and it was a little blurry. It was hard to see, and to be honest, when you try to search for them on Google Maps, it just did not come up. It took me hours to try to find these locations. Disclaimer, I've called the locations. People haven't answered. There's a chance that I could be wrong and maybe I got the wrong truck stop, but I've tried my best to get the location right. If I get it wrong, please, comment down below the correct location. But here are the 19 locations per se. I found 17 of them that were on that list. We represent all the truck drivers in America on our podcast show, and we're pretty much everywhere, and people look at this for information. And I got news about this, and I got a list today. I've been Googling up all of the supposedly 19 locations that Mountain Express has, and some are pilots, some are not. And it seems like all of them were under the 1-9
Yes.
fuel discount.
Yes.
I'm not sure if all of them are. I just, from my research of what I'm doing. And so, can you tell me, I heard it was a Chapter 11 and bankruptcy, and people thought that everything was kind of going to be okay. And then people start sending me links, like, for example, to your post where it says, hey, they kind of kicked us out. Can you tell us how long you worked for them and, what made them different than just a normal pilot location per se, and what they did to you that leading up to that?
I've worked for this company since November of last year, but I worked for the previous company for a good number of years. I ended as a manager with that company right before. I actually went to their initial meeting with Mountain Express right before they took over. They sounded really great. They sounded like they were going to make some real big improvements. I left to pursue something else because I'm in school for criminal justice. And then when I came back, the manager had asked me to come back. So I went back. It was a mess. It was just, I don't know. It was real different. The way that they did things, the accounting, like the paperwork that we had to do was completely different. Everything was off. They didn't have no district manager. It was just an operational manager. And he would fly in from out of state, and they were taking flights everywhere. And I'm just thinking to myself, how can the store be in this condition and you guys are wasting all this money? And then it just went downhill. Like, we would have a lot of things that needed to be repaired. Bathrooms was one of the biggest complaints, and they never put any money into it. When the plumbers would come, they would give them like a little deposit, and then they would tell them that their work was too much money and they couldn't come back. So everything just started rolling downhill. And then we
Oh,
found
wow.
out,
So the truck drivers, they were starting
yeah,
to get a lot of complaints. I was looking at a couple of Google reviews. Now, your location now, I actually looked at a lot of them. Maybe out of all of them, there's only a few that were like really nice locations. Maybe they were brand new that they just bought.
yeah,
But even when you start reading under the reviews, it said like there was no food. They would close
yep,
the bathrooms.
yep.
There'd be
They
no showers
actually,
available.
at that time, I know what reviews you're speaking about, because like I know that for me and my manager, I mean, I'm just a cashier because I refused 100% to
Mm,
work underneath them as any type of management because of how embarrassing it was. And just as a cashier, people are coming in and they're trying to expect something that we can't provide because the company can't provide it to us. So then we're the ones who be attacked for,
mm.
the lack of whatever that they had going on. So I'm like, it's not our fault, but yeah, and still people would come in and they would start attacking us. That era that you're talking about with the bathrooms and such, they actually didn't pay their water bill for it got cut off
Really?
two
So
times. It
so
got cut
even though
off.
you are shocked, you are not surprised?
No, not at all. I told my coworkers. Matter of fact, it was last week. I was scheduled to work Saturday and Sunday of last week, and I refused to work because they sent us a letter stating that they had to go to court every week to get our funds approved for our payroll. So it was funded until the Friday before last Saturday. So last Friday it was funded up to, and then I had to go to work. So Saturday morning I went to work and I made a few phone calls because my manager didn't know anything.
Mm,
So I text the operational manager. He never reaches out to me. I do it again. He wants to reach out to the store and ask why I'm asking about him. But I wanted to know about my pay because I'm not going to work for free.
of course.
He could not give me an answer at all. There was no
Wow.
answer. hmm And then this Friday that just passed, doors got locked.
Really? So did everybody pretty much go in and then no one could open the door, or what was the situation?
The manager was called. The operational manager had called her and told her to get to the store and lock it immediately. That was Friday at five
Wow.
o'clock. They gave us a little. Well, they gave her a little email. That some kind of like it needs to be locked. Everybody's terminated up until at this point, and if you steal anything from the store, you'll be prosecuted. Blah 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 blah. Yep,
Wow.
that's
So
how we
pretty
found
much
out.
everyone just went into work thinking that it was going to be another day.
Yep, yep.
No, I mean,
And some,
definitely because
honestly,
truck drivers were shocked. They're like, and truck drivers were shocked because they were thinking that these were all like, you know, pilot corporate
hmm
locations, and they're like,
yep,
this doesn't
yep.
make sense. So, I was reading on this. I don't know if you know anything about this now. I was reading articles saying that a big part of the Mountain Express kind of going downhill was they said that they were having fights with their landlord, right? And so I don't know if you know anything about that situation because is that what really was their downfall, you think,
I
for all their
don't. I'm not
stores?
sure. I think that they bit off more than they can chew when they purchased that company, and I was reading because I'm not familiar with them, so I just did a little bit of research here and there about the company, and apparently they had like a $200 million grant given to them right before they purchased all these
Really?
stores.
Yeah, because I was looking at it. They I don't want to get the numbers wrong, but it was like they purchased
Yep.
like 800 like
hmm
convenience stores. I mean,
Yep.
they took that money wherever they got it from, and they pretty much bought out as many truck stops and C stores as they could. And so maybe
hmm
they got too big too quick.
I think so. I think, but I still to this day I will never understand it. Like I understand that they wasted a lot of money. I do know that. I mean, just in payroll, period, there's people that are getting paid way too much money to be working in the positions they're in. Then you have like, I don't know, our store a week. We're used to bringing in $50,000. How?
Mm,
How? Like, I just don't understand how you can't pay us. Till this day, they pushed our payroll in. I got my paycheck on Saturday. We're still waiting on other people to get their paychecks. They still haven't gotten paid. Only 3 people out of our staff at my store have gotten paychecks this week.
Wow, no.
So I don't
You
know.
know,
I really don't know
it's
what they're doing,
it's a
and I
shame.
know it's like one of the only truck stops in the area.
Yeah, no,
You know.
it's a shame, and so at the end day, is there anything that you'd like to let everybody know? Because I appreciate you for being on the show because everybody was so confused. Truck drivers love stopping at your location. That was the only truck stop in your
Yep.
area, so they
Yep.
would have to stop there. And then so I got so many calls like, Alex, it's shut
Yeah.
down. Do you know what's going on? I was like, I better hit up Maria. She might know something.
I mean, I hate it for them. I really do because even though we're just workers there, I've been dealing with that store in particular for 5 years, and in those 5 years, the people that work there, we've become family. You know, one girl has been working there straight out of high school. I mean, she's been there for years. And then we come in contact with these truckers all the time. We get to know their names. They're special to us. You know, we build relationships. Even same with vendors. And I mean, this company really, I mean, they really gave us some crap, you know what I mean, when
Mm,
they did all this because we lost a lot of the truckers that we were used to having, the vendors. I mean, they really the operational manager told me that if any of the vendors come in trying to collect any of their product that I should call the cops on them. And I don't think that's fair. I mean,
mm,
we definitely have relationships with these people and you know, that company, I don't know what's wrong with those people, but the truckers,
yeah,
I feel terrible for it because I do know that that place is extremely busy. And also, I feel bad for Pilot too because you know now Pilot's got this bad name
yeah,
because
yeah.
everybody
No.
thinks that it's Pilot and it's not.
Right, right, right. Yeah, they were just like a franchisee of them. And this is pertaining to your store that you worked at, but you're not shocked that all the other ones had problems too, huh?
Oh no, not at all. Mm-mm. I mean, I'm more shocked that our store had problems with the amount of money that we were bringing in because you know
Yours
we
is
put the
busy. I was a truck driver for 10 years and I've stopped at your store. Like your store is busy.
yep, yep. And I mean, there's been people come in there, man, if they would just repair this place, if they would just, and they just never did. And I
Mm.
mean, it's bad. When I was offering showers to the truckers, you know, they're used to Pilot showers. We're not Pilot. I would tell them, "Have you ever been here before?" No, I have not. Please don't expect Pilot showers because this is, you know, you don't even have a bathroom in there. So
Mm, I hear
it's
you.
just a
No, I
place to
hear you.
take a
No.
shower.
No, well, overall, I'm wishing you the best for your family. I'm wishing you,
Thank you.
I did look through your Facebook a little bit. Look like you have a beautiful family. You got a husband that
Thank you.
is holding it down,
Yes, sir.
and
Yes,
so
sir.
I really wish the best. And, I
Thank you.
really appreciate you because so many truck drivers are asking me, and a couple sent links to your message that you kind of put on your profile. And, I'm just glad that you're able to give these truck drivers at least an idea of what's going on because they're like, how can a place so busy go out of business? And
Well,
so,
I can tell you that there is a company that was looking into purchasing it. I know there was one prior to this, and then from what I understand in the legal paperwork, our company didn't show up to court. They didn't provide necessary documents, which is not surprising to me at all because I'm telling you, paperwork is different. But I believe that somebody's working on purchasing it and doing whatever they're going to do. Probably somebody local.
yeah, no, I hear you. No, well, no, I wish the best for you, and hopefully everything works out. And thank you so much
Thank you.
because one thing we need right now is good karma and letting all these thousands of truck drivers know really what's going down and what's going on. That's going to bring all this karma to your family and all these blessings. I know, if this is the worst thing that's going to happen to you, like in your whole entire life, then you got nothing but greatness happening to you. I hope that for your family. So no, thank you so much for being on the show and
You're
just for
welcome.
letting truck drivers know what's going on.
Yeah, no problem. And just one word of advice before I leave. If you guys see any truckers see some empty store, it's not the employee's fault, it's the company's fault because we can't handle that's above our pay grade. We don't do that. So,
Oh yeah, no, and I see that. I see that because sometimes these drivers, I'm talking to you drivers now. Sometimes you drivers be going a little bit too hard at the people working at the truck stops. And
yeah.
it's not. Because yeah, they could complain like, why is the water not hot? And the best thing you can do is say, I let my manager know, and
Yep. Yep.
hopefully we can get something done. But you kind of get the grunt of it, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I understand. I'd be frustrated too if I walked into the store expecting to grab a Red Bull and there was none. I mean, we literally didn't have Coca-Cola. We haven't had Coca-Cola in 7 months maybe.
Mm,
So I mean,
mm.
I understand you're on the road all day, you want to stop, you want to, hot shower. I get it. I completely get it. But yeah.
Yeah, no. So all you truck drivers out there, stop
Yeah, be
blaming
nice.
all the people working at the truck stops. They just
Be
trying to
nice.
do their thing,
That's right.
and it's the management up top.
Yep. Yep.
You know, hey, I think you got your point across. I think that's a good thing. No, try to have a good day.
Yeah,
Appreciate you
you
so
too.
much, and then I'll
No
send you a
problem.
link of this, and
Okay.
so that you can see all the truck drivers. And all you
Okay.
truck drivers out there, prayers to Maria's family. Hopefully she finds a gig that's even 10 times better, pays
Yeah.
20 times, 50 times, 1,000 times more.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
It's going to happen. I already know you got the skills and the personality. I
I
already
know
know
it.
you got a
Thank you
lot.
so much.
When you talk to someone for 5 seconds, you can tell
Yep.
when people got some people got the experience and they know what they're doing.
Absolutely.
I wish I had a truck stop. Shoot,
I
man,
know.
make you
Me
GM,
too.
girl. You know,
I could do it. I could do it.
I know. No, no. Thank you so much, and try
You're
your best to have
welcome.
a good day. Thank you for enlightening us truck drivers, and be safe out there.
Yeah, y'all too. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, mother truckers. You know, um, it's tough. It's definitely tough, but it's just one of those things where, can you imagine? These truck stops making so much money, and then they just don't work out still. And it sounds like it was a management issue. It sounds like they grew too big. It sounds like a lot of things. And this was the pilot franchise dealer in Rockingham, North Carolina. So just letting you guys know, it was called Quick Check. So, mother truckers, comment down below, and I appreciate you guys.